Hey pilots, DrainMan here, and today I have got a very special video. In today's video, we are checking out the all-new HGLRC Win 5 Lite frame. Now the Win 5 has been out for a while now and it has been loved by many, but there are lots of pilots that are trying to get lighter because lighter means faster, and if you're freestyling, lighter means better, cooler, smoother tricks. Sometimes, depends on the pilot, but if you want to get lighter, the Win 5 Lite is going to be something you want to check out. Let's go! Alright pilots, so let's go ahead and dive in and see what the Win 5 by HGLRC Lite, and not L-I-G-H-T Lite, we're talking L-I-T-E Lite, as you can see right here. Let's see what this comes with. And if we open it up, we've got our packing slip and assembly instructions. We've got ourselves a sticker pack and two battery straps. Oh, battery pad too. All right, so this is the frame and all of its glory. It comes in a nice bag with all of the parts. Let's go ahead and dump these out real quick. Boom, there's everything. And in the box, you're gonna see that I have a manila folder type envelope deal. And inside of here is the HGLRC Zeus F745 F722 Mini with a 45 amp 4-in-1 ESC. This is the perfect little stack to pair with this frame. But the first thing I want to do is I want to go ahead and get these parts cleaned up because this is a hot mess. Let's do it. All right, and we are back. So one of the first things that I'm noticing here is on these arms, and these are replaceable arms. And what that means is all four arms can go in any orientation. So there is no front arms, there are no back arms. All four arms are the same. That's nice to see. I hate when I got spare arms, but I ain't got the right spare arm. So that's nice that they did that. All four the same. Thank you. Also, I'm noticing that there's like a thin part right here, and I haven't built it yet, but I mean, I don't know. Let's see how it goes together before I get a little judgy. What's cool is you got your zip ties, which you're going to need. You've got all of the screws you can think of that you might need. You've got gummies for self-mounting, and it's not just one. You've got two different types here. If you want to get your flight controller a little bit up off, you've got the fatter ones, and if you want it a little bit tighter, you've got these skinnier ones. You've got M3 nuts, and those are the Loctite nuts, the ones with the nylons in them. They're good nuts. You've got gold screws. Lately, they have been using the gold screws, and I must admit, when I build a quad and I check it out, the gold screws they look better. They look better on the carbon. We've got our standoffs. We've got some other size screws and even some M2 screws that we can use to mount our camera. Very nice. We also have TPU, so you've got your shark fin mount. That's if you crash and you're upside down, you're able to turtle mode and get over. We've got an SMA holder deal for your antenna, for your video antenna, and then on the ends there's two little spikes coming out the back, which, you know, they'll probably give it a nice look, but also we can zip tie to it if we need to. And then you've got a TPU printed camera mount, which you're gonna need. Manufacturers, guys, come on, when you're making a frame, don't send it with no way to mount the camera. There are beginners out there that are completely screwed when you do not send a camera mount. All right, I find that part to be very, very important. All right, before we go any further, I want to go ahead, I want to assemble it. Let's put it together. Let's see what it looks like. All right, pilots, so you're going to notice already we've got our press nuts already in. That is going to make this much easier. And then we're just going to take our arms, all four arms, and you'll just drop them in like so. Those line up just like that. Now it's starting to make sense to me what these little tabs are for. And look, what it's going to do is it's going to have the arms press on each other like that, and that will keep them from having all that movement. Wobbly arms equals overworking PID controller, which equals hot motors, which equals horrible flight. You do not want that. So here we go. I'm going to put the next one here and the last one there. Look at that. That is cool. All right, and then we just simply drop this on, and then we'll put our screws through just like that. So if you just purchased this frame and you want a little help putting it together, this will be exactly what you need. If you are considering to purchase this frame, well, now you can see how easy it is to put it together. All right, so now that we got one arm in, we'll go ahead and do the same thing on this outer arm. And this is probably the hardest part, is trying to fumble it all and line it up. Take your driver and screw it in. And what's really cool about this is the tighter you go, the harder it will grab this and pinch the carbon, pinch your arms, and give a nice strong hold on it. Boom, and then we take that, and this is very, very simple for frame assembly. All right, let's go ahead and get this last one on, and then we can move forward. Boom. Lock this down. All right. Look at that. This is not even held tight. I didn't even tighten these screws, nothing. And look, the arms are solid and holding. How cool is that? What a very smart design. That was pretty dang smart. A little bit of engineering went into that one. And then we put our center one in. I'm sure that's going to do nothing but just lock it down more. Boom, look at that. And I still need to tighten it up, but I'm just getting it together. And taking a look, we have a true X design. That is sleek looking. All right, let's go ahead and get our standoffs. Easy peasy stuff right here, guys. The hardest thing is open up the Ziploc bags. All right, now we're gonna have our standoffs here and here. So what you do is you just take your top plate, throw it on top, and that lets you know right where your standoffs are gonna be. So there's gonna be 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we're gonna need longer screws for that. I think these are gonna be perfect. So you've got 1, and then you might have to wiggle to get it through. And then you've got 2, and then you've got 3. All right, maybe, okay. And we're gonna go ahead and drop the last screw in. Maybe it doesn't want to cooperate. And if that's the case, if the screw's giving you a hard time, no big deal, just spin it a little bit. There you go. Boom. Now you can see from the bottom all the beautiful gold screws, and from the top you can see how they're protruding out of here, and that's very simple. That's what you take these for, and you slap them on. I think that this might be one of the easiest frames I've ever put together. This is going to be a strong frame. Usually when you're going with a light frame, you're compromising a lot of durability. On this, I'm not seeing it. This is nice. All right, first thing I'm noticing right away is back here we've got a spot to put our Immortal T across, or maybe you've got some LEDs or some type of 3D print, and you can put some zip ties right through here and lock it down. So what that tells me is that is the back. I mean, figuratively speaking, you could run this any way you want, technically. I mean, do whatever makes you happy. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and lock this down tighter. All right, wow, that is ready to go, and man, that is looking good. All right, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take our back little fin deals and we're gonna push those on. 1 and 2. And as you can see, that's a perfect fit. We'll take our camera mount in the front, 1 and... Then after we slide that on, one of the last things we're gonna do is drop on our top plate. Look at that. And as you can see, it all just fits perfectly. So we've got extra screws here. Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8. Wow. Why is there 8 extra longer screws? I'm gonna tell you what, it's probably for these arm brackets. We'll get there in a minute. Now we've got these screws here. These are perfect. These are gonna be what we need to put our top plate on. And then you've got some much longer screws right here. This is gonna be for our stack. We've got our stack screws, camera screws. I mean, this thing is loaded down. You've got what you need in the box. So I'm gonna go ahead and slide some of this stuff to the side. And so let's go ahead and slice this open. Make sure you don't slice nothing that's inside. Wow, looky here. Oh my God, what is all this? Holy cow, this ain't no regular stack. All right, look at that. Plenty of mounting hardware, harnesses, XT60 plug, wires, capacitor. Holy cow, flight controller, instructions for flight controller and ESC. And there it is. Look at that 45 amp ESC. That is beautiful. All right. Holy moly. You guys want to see it? All right, let's see it. Woo, girl. Look at that. That is a beauty. All right, so they've actually tacked on a secondary board on top, which you've got all your microcontrollers and everything over here. You've got a little bit of wiring right here in case you need it. You've got 2 holes right there for your capacitor to slide in. If I flip it over, we've got all of our FETs lined up. Tons of capacitors, some gold looking shunt resistors. I mean, this thing is loaded down. That is a beautiful board. And it's nice and compact. And let's go ahead and crack this open. What is this? This is a freaking micro 20 by 20 flight controller. This is a full-on F7 flight controller. At the side, no bigger than this. Look how tiny. For a micro-sized flight controller, that has got some decent pads on it. And then if we flip it over, we've got the gold connector. We've got both of our plugs right here. And that is actually important because inside of here, we get a beautiful plug right here. And this plug means the world to me. And the reason why is because I run DJI. Not all the time, but mostly. So what you'll do is you'll take your flight controller and you'll mount it on that. Look at that. That is a beautiful little stack. Now, I did want to mention on here, I'm noticing everything's right here ready to go. Gyro, switching reg, you've got your OSD, double inductor. I mean, this thing is locked and loaded. For a tiny little board, it is packing a punch. I might recommend a smaller screw right here. This is sticking up just a little bit. And when you're going through a press nut, a motor, when you go through the bottom of a motor, you're not trying to go too tall, but you also don't want to go too low. You want to make sure you have enough threads grabbing those female threads. That way, when there's a pull on it, it doesn't rip everything apart. So I understand the concept of having a little bit extra protruding. I think it's a great idea, but guys, when you mount your gear, your ESC, make sure that you're not touching that because that could be detrimental. This is the perfect stack. If you are getting the Win 5 Lite, do yourself a solid, get the F722 45 amp ESC micro stack. What is it called? It's called the Zeus. Zeus. All right, so let's go ahead and throw this on. Since I'm not going to try to stuff the stack in there, I want to see what it's going to look like. Just so you know, this will be a bottom mount drone. So that means your battery will actually go on the bottom. You won't do it from the top. Now, if you're running tracks, you're probably not going to want one. You won't need one. You'll run your fin and that's it. Me, I absolutely like to have my GoPro mount on so I can have my good footage. If I'm running a track, because I do race, I'm not that fast, but I do. And when I am running a track, I do not carry my GoPro, so that would be a good time to have this fin. The fin does not have screws in the back, and rightfully so, due to there being no stack. So I am noticing that right here we've got a couple holes, and that is going to be where these zip ties come in. So they hooked you up with those. Every pilot should have zip ties in his arsenal, but that's what that's for. That zip tie goes right around there and holds that on nice and tight. Okay? In the back, you'll get 2 more screws. You'll notice a couple slots right here, so that way if you want to zip tie something, you can. You've got these to go ahead and strap an antenna to if you want, an RXSR, XM Plus, whatever you got cracking. You do have your bottom base, and that is very nice. That is where this comes in. So we would take our battery pad. I hate trying to get these off after, so I punch these out now. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then what we'll do is we peel this off. This is a nice, perfect little custom battery pad. Now, if you look at the bottom of this quadcopter, that would be a to try to get a set of grip on there. You've got some good texture to it. Your battery is not going to slide. That is very nice. All right, so we have gone over this drone. It is super cool looking. I know that you agree with me. That is a sharp looking True X lightweight FPV racing drone frame. This thing is gorgeous. Now, keep in mind, it is only 3-screw mounting, but I've got a nice surprise for you. Yes, they took the time to design, took the time to cut, and spent the money to include, these are your actual mounting brackets. Now, check this out. Look at that. It goes from that. Oh my God. Look how much cooler that just became. All right, hold on. I need to get a motor in here. Oh, we already know what motor we're going to use. Yes, we do. And for those of you who don't know, this is the DrainMan motor. But let's go ahead and check one out. I'm excited. They gave us longer screws and they gave us longer screws and they actually work. So now I don't have to go hunting around for the right size screw. These actually are gonna work. Look at this. I love when they do that, man. It's so rare, you know, and I know you guys hear me complain about it all the time, but it's so rare. All right, let's get one more motor. We're gonna get one more motor put on here, and yes, it's gonna be a DrainMan. All right, I am making a mess, but it's worth it. This is gonna be so awesome. All right, so what we're gonna do is we'll come across here, and I'm gonna just pop in this screw really quick. Now, I know you gotta envision it. You gotta envision it with all 4 motors on. I'm not gonna take the time to do that, but I want you to tell me that that quadcopter did not just become full on sick. I can't wait. I'm gonna run this. I'm putting DJI on here. I'm gonna put a GoPro mount, Hero 8 on top, and I'm gonna rock the whoo-hoo out of this. Look at this. This is nice. My only concern is it is definitely a beefy little build. So I'm curious to find out if my props are gonna hit. Can I run full size 5-inch props? No problem. This busted up motor laying around. If I set this motor here and I spin it around, oh man, I don't even know why I questioned that. There is so much space, it's not even funny. Look at that. Man, hey, this HGLRC, you guys nailed it. This is sick looking. It's almost like a little beefy little stocky drone frame. I absolutely love it. This is going to be a blast. That is a cool looking frame. Check that out, pilots. All right, pilots, I hope that you guys had a little bit of fun. That was really awesome checking this frame out. Hopefully now you guys know what a Wind 5 Lite is by HGLRC. Hopefully you know what a HGLRC Zeus F722 with a 45 amp ESC, and it is 20 by 20, so that means you can fit it in anything you want. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you on the next one.